Alright, welcome back. You just should have watched the adding mixed numbers video. Now this is the subtracting mixed numbers video. You're going to find out that it's very much the same. In the end, you just end up subtracting rather than adding. Okay? Just kind of like adding and subtracting fractions, we're very similar how we get our problem set up. Just the adding and the subtracting depends on the symbol, obviously. So the steps are still the same. You're still going to separate your fractions, get those by themselves, but of course subtract them. Then you'll separate the whole numbers, subtract those, and then put those two answers back up together, creating a mixed number, or sometimes, since we're subtracting, if you don't end up with any whole number, you might just have a fraction left over. So that's okay too. You really shouldn't have to worry about the improper fractions piece here, where it says no improper fractions. Because we're subtracting, we're not going to have to worry about that. So, this example that we did, we're going to go ahead and do that as well. 4 3/5 minus 1 1/10. So, start us off. We need to separate those fractions. Make sure you keep them in the same order that they are in right here. So when I rewrite these, I need to put the 3/5 first, and then the 1/10. Very important. Subtraction, you're not allowed to flip-flop them any way you want. Addition, that's okay. It's not going to change the answer. 5 plus 2 is the same as 2 plus 5. But in subtraction, it makes a world of difference. So, take a look at those denominators. They're not the same. So we need to make them the same. First thing we do is look at that smaller one, 5. Can we multiply it by some number, whole number, to make a 10? That would be ideal. And we can. We can multiply it by 2. Now whenever you go ahead and change a fraction, got to make sure you change both the top and the bottom parts equally. So we also end up having to multiply that numerator by 2 as well. Okay, that whole fraction changes. Times it by 2. Same number. So 3 times 2 gives us 6. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this way over here. And that 5 times 2 gives us 10, which is that denominator we're wanting. The 1/10, no need to change that. We already now have the same denominator. So all I have to do is rewrite it. Again, making sure I keep it in the order that it's supposed to be. The 3/5 was first. Because we changed it, the new fraction stays first. And that 1/10 should be that second fraction. Now we're golden. We can subtract. Same denominator. 6 minus 1 is 5. Denominators stay the same. So we have 5/10. So far so good. Second step, take those whole numbers, 4 and the 1, and separate those and subtract them. Because we're subtracting, always know what that operation is you're doing. So off to the side, our 4 minus 1 gives us 3. We subtracted the fractions. We subtracted the whole numbers. Step 3 is to put those two back together for that mixed number answer. So we have our 3, and we have that 5/10. It's exactly the answer we're looking for. You're noticing that 5/10. Yeah, that's equal to 1/2. So we could write 3 and 1/2 there. Awesome. Nothing different from adding, like we said. It's just when it came down to it, you subtract. Please follow those steps on that gold sheet if you're needing to. Okay? That's what it's there for. Be prepared. The next video on subtracting mixed numbers is going to take this to a whole new level. So get yourself familiar with this, get comfortable with it, and prepare yourself for the next step.